ever thought about video games and the army together? They're two things that aren't commonly found in the same sentence, but earlier this week, the Oasis Townsville held its first video gaming expo for Army veterans who are injured. It's hoped video gaming can be used to connect ex-soldiers through a bit of fun and healthy competition, as well as provide a bit of respite from their injuries. Cameron Wilson is an ADF veteran and the Townsville representative for Veteran Gaming Australia. Good morning, Cameron.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thank you. How did the open day go on Monday?
Yeah, no, the open day went quite well. We had a few families turn up and hang around for, just shy of 6 hours, and we had some nice, healthy competition with our racing game on the old PlayStation 2, so that went pretty well.
Great. And what sort of games were high on the hit list?
The highest game on the list was Gran Turismo 4 on the PlayStation 2. We had an old, really old wheel and pedal set to make it a bit more realistic. That was up there. We had a few single-player games, and Super Smash Bros. Was up there as well on the Nintendo Switch. The kids seemed to enjoy that one.
Great. And so tell me about the competition. You mentioned it was some pretty intense rivalry there. Tell us about how it all went down.
Yeah, so just before we stopped taking fastest laps for our under-15s racing competition, the winner came out on top 0.2 seconds faster than second place. So it was a nice, good bit of rivalry for the end of the night.
Yes. And what about the veterans that were taking part, or was this mainly for the families?
It was veterans and their families, but it was mainly one family unit from 3RAR that they'd written their names up on the list, up on the board, and everything to take turns in a proper order, and they'd spent a couple of hours trying to get it and just getting faster and faster and faster with each and every lap.
And how did you get into this gaming for veterans? What made this come about?
Well, when I discharged from the Army in February last year, I was stuck in this spot where I couldn't work, but all my friends and family were working, so I didn't really have anyone to talk to during the day. So I'm like, surely I can't be the only vet that's out there that's got this problem. Some of us are out in the sticks in the middle of nowhere when we, discharge, we move around. And yeah, sure enough, I stumbled across VGA, and there was, a good 500 people that were in a similar position to me, not working, just wanting to have a chat, they're a bit tech savvy. So yeah, I jumped in and just kept falling down the rabbit hole. We'd go in, we'd play, we'd talk some of the military simulators like Armour 3, we do some racing simulators, got flight sims are pretty healthy in there too. We'd talk about the latest shows that have come out on Netflix, things like that. Just all that sort of stuff you'd talk to your family and friends about anyway, but it was just that bigger veteran network.
Would you like to see this become an ongoing initiative with places through like the Oasis in Townsville or other agencies as well?
Oh, 100%. I think it's the way the world's going. Everyone knows how to use Facebook. Everyone calls on Messenger. You're always sending photos and everything. It's just that in a new place. And instead of going out on the town, if you've got a lower limb injury, that can be a bit difficult for us. You can still get that social connection at home. You don't have to travel around for it. And we're in the ADF. We move. We can maintain that connection as we go, because as long as we're not in the middle of nowhere, we've got internet.
Yeah.
And we can talk to our friends, the veterans' kids. We're starting up a Minecraft server for them on Thursday.
Okay.
Kids that are in the same position as other veterans' families understand that it's difficult to move around, and they've got that shared experience. They'll stay in touch with their friends from school, but it always helps for them to have someone to talk to that knows what it's like to leave your friends behind and go to a new place.
Indeed, yeah. Do you think that, this is Veteran Gaming Australia, we have veterans all over the world. Is this something that could become a global initiative to connect those veterans who may be in the process of recovery or injured?
Yeah, so we had a fella that he'd gone overseas for a couple of months for work. He stayed in touch. He was actually running our Dungeons and Dragons campaign for
Okay.
some of the lads. So we do that online as well. We make everything work online, but we've connected with people, with veterans in America and stuff like that. We ran a fundraiser earlier this year in a military simulator called Squad. Had people from all over come in and, play a few rounds with that. We're all over Australia so far. We're about to kick off in WA. We get people from New Zealand that come in and have a chat where, it's open to everyone. It's just building that community together is the main goal, just more people to talk to.
Yeah. And tell us what you're up to since you've left the ADF.
So I spent a year sort of just going through the paces with recovery, and I got back into the gym, which was one of the best things for me. But I did the STEPS course at CQU, which for anyone thinking about doing uni, I'd recommend that course to anyone because I've never written a proper essay in my life. And the way they broke it down just made it so easy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that you're on this new journey and that you are creating these new connections and a place for people who have gone through similar experiences to yourself, having a new place to go. Cameron Wilson, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavours.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. We look forward to updates down the track. You are on ABC North Queensland.